Yo, I'm Bob. Totally blind since birth, and apparently we have reached 4.35k subscribers. Um, this is kind of wild. I have gotten quite a few comments on The Last of Us Part 1 video, and I think a lot of them can be summed up in how blind are you? Um, if blindness was on a spectrum and the bottom, being the darkest, that's pretty much what I see. I mean, totally blind since birth means totally blind since birth. Can't make out any objects, people, colors. Can't differentiate any of those. So when you're hearing those audio cues in The Last of Us Part 1 and 2 and Mortal Kombat 1 Invasions, they kind of serve as a weird sort of eye, if you wanna look at it that way. Yeah, I can't make out people, objects, anything like that. So when it comes to watching movies, and yeah, I'm going to use that word. I mean, it's what everybody else uses. If I say listening to movies, it just doesn't sound as catchy as watching movies. But yeah, when it comes to watching movies these days, there's audio description, and those tracks can be accessed, in the settings features on, streaming services like Max and Disney Plus and stuff like that. You've got Mr. or Mrs. Magic Voice who comes in and they narrate everything that's going on in between the dialogue. So you get the fight scenes described to you and things like that. Before audio description had really caught on, I would go to a theater and watch, I don't know, like Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith back in 2005. And before I saw the movie, I read the book because we didn't have audio description back in '05. So I remember reading the novel around a day or so before going to see the movie. I didn't really consider it spoiling it for myself. I'd read Labyrinth of Evil and a lot of the other Clone Wars novels leading up to Revenge of the Sith. And I had the novel by Matthew Stover on audio. I think it was cassette. I think it was one of the last books on cassette that I actually got. So yeah, that helped me visualize what was going on in a lot of the action scenes in Sith back then, because I just didn't have things like audio description in theaters. I've had people ask me how do you upload your videos? Well, I mean, screen readers help a lot. They help when it comes to reading comments. Screen reading programs like NVDA, that's a really good one. JAWS for Windows, that's another really good one. It narrates everything on your screen, and whenever you type A or S or D or F or whatever, it echoes what you're typing, so you know what you're typing. Although, if you've been using a computer since you were like 4 or 5, you kind of have all of the keys memorized. But I mean, yeah, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have a screen reader to do all that. So yeah, screen readers help me when it comes to uploading videos. And when I'm doing something on PS5, that's got an amazing screen reader. You record your gameplay footage, and it tells you exactly what button you need to hit to record, what button you need to hit to stop, and then you just go to, well, same way you guys do. You go to share and upload and hit your YouTube button, and it goes to YouTube. You got to set it to private right away, so it'll be in your pile for whenever you want to publish it. But yeah, it's pretty much done after that. PS4 screen reader was okay, but I really like PS5s a lot. They really did not skimp on a lot of the things that they included there in the PS5 screen reader. And when it comes to uploading videos like this, I use another camera, and same rules apply. I use a screen reader here, and I just go to YouTube and hit upload and click on the file that I'd like, and it just uploads. Now, when it comes to reviewing action figures, when I started this channel, I think those were a bit off because I'd never done anything like that before. And I really like action figures because they help me visualize what you guys are seeing on screen in terms of tactile representation. You can take Sauron's big honking mace from Lord of the Rings, and if that's in toy form, you get to see those blades on the end and how wicked that looks. And it's a different kind of seeing, if you want to think of it that way. But yeah, action figure videos are crazy because YouTube videos, in terms of screen reading, I think YouTube Studio could use a bit of work. I can't really use editing software, so sometimes when I do an action figure review, I have to do it in several takes, depending on, excuse me, I'm kind of fighting some spring crud here. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit off. So it's got to be done in several takes. Somebody will take a look at the video. I don't let anybody edit my own stuff or anything like that. I'll hold him up like this, and be like, yeah, this is Boba Fett in Tusken garb. Kind of raise him and lower him. Kind of rotate him around. And in the beginning, when I started this channel, I would get a lot of, oh, you need to redo this one because he's way far to the right, or he's way far to the left, or he's too high, or he's too low. But as these 3 years have passed, I've gotten a lot less of that. I think when it comes to doing things like action figure reviews, you get to memorizing the angles a little bit, and it helps if somebody doesn't move your chair. If that happens, I've got to reposition the thing, because I think having my chair, right in front of the camera, to where it's not moved like ever, that helps as well. And even if it is moved, you can feel for those little indentations in your carpet and kind of realign the chair like that. So, if it does happen, it's not the end of the world. You just have to find the groove, as it were, or the grooves. And, that's kind of how you move everything back into position and all that. So there are a lot of other questions. I would like to do some kind of Q&A video. I don't know how NVDA, how well that would work in a chat session. I'm going to have to ask some other blind YouTubers, perhaps people that are on Twitch, how well they use screen readers in chat and all that. But that would be fun. I could do Q&A via comments. So if you had any questions, I guess you could drop them in the comments section, and I could do another video once I get over this throat crap that I've had for about a week. Actually wasn't able to talk at all last week, and feeling somewhat better this week, but still have a bit of a chronic cough. So was up half the night with that in my recliner, because you can't lay down on the bed when you have a cough like that. I think being in a recliner tends to help. But yeah, if you would, you can drop some questions in the comments section of this one, and we can try to go from there, if that would be preferable. So as to how I read the comments, yeah, it's a screen reader. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear him. He's a little far away from the mic, but it's NVDA.
Clickable. This is actually perfect to watch while lying in bed because I can watch it with my eyes closed. LOL.
So Bruno says this is actually perfect to watch in bed because I can watch it with my eyes closed, and he says LOL. Yeah, that's a good thing about things like this game and audio description too. I don't even have to look at the TV if I want to clean my kitchen or do other stuff. I can get on my stationary bike and face in the other direction and have Lord of the Rings going and not have to worry about looking at the TV. Or you can be in your kitchen doing some roast and potatoes in the crock pot. You don't have to look at the TV either. You have the movie being described to you in the background, so you can get stuff done while you're watching movies and stuff. I like the idea of watching gameplay videos as we sleep. I tend to do that a lot. One of my favorites is Maximilian's Resident Evil 2 remake playthrough. I really like seeing him run through all of those levels, and it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch the first time, but yeah, I think videos like that are kind of soothing to watch as you kind of drift off. Resident Evil, I don't know how soothing that is, because you've got Birkin screaming for Sherry and he's mutating throughout the game. That's a bit disturbing to wake up to. Anyway, I'm going to call this a video, and I'll see if I can't publish this. It's a really rainy day out as I film this. Not that you guys probably notice, not that I notice. Just tell by what the weather app says and the pitter patters of rain coming down out there. At least they were a couple minutes ago. Anywho, till next time, hear you later.